are back again to finish that garden today. It's super hot today, so you guys may see me start sweating pretty bad, but you know, hey, us gardeners gotta do what we gotta do to get things rolling and continuing to grow throughout the entire season. So I'm gonna just kind of do a really cool mixture, use up some of the stuff I have left. Hi, Lana. They're gonna stand where it's cool. It's not safe for the kids to be out right now. That's how hot it is.
Well,
right
they'll
now.
be out.
Yeah, they probably will be, but just for long periods of time, I want them to stay cool.
You're right.
But I still have some pumpkin on a stick I want to get in there. So this bed is going to be dedicated to things that'll start looking really nice through the fall. It'll be good for pumpkins, or not pumpkins. It'll be good for pickles. It starts with a P. I was close. I've got a lot of good goodies left. So I'm just going to kind of go through and pick what I want and things that we really want to make sure get in the ground. I let the bed sit and now I feel really good about it because it looks even cleaner now that I let it sit. It got rained on and so it's all fresh and ready to go. All I have to do now is add the soil. Before I get my shirt dirty, there's a place called Rue Apron. They have amazing work aprons, and I just want to say that they have awesome t-shirts now too. You know how I am with my phrase shirts. So you grow girl, I love it.
Yeah,
so,
I like that. I wonder if they got one like you bro boy. You bro boy. In the same colors too, I'll take.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. And then I have a plant lady shirt from them. It's really cool. And no, I'm not getting paid to say that. I actually like it. So all I'm doing now is just kind of spreading it out over the top. Look how nice that looks.
Yeah, that's really good stuff.
Good soil, good compost. This has the worm castings in there too, which is really nice. We love our worm castings.
Mm-hmm.
I am a little bit of a perfectionist, but I like to make sure it's evenly dispersed throughout the whole bed so everything that I put in here has the same advantage.
Our little rototiller. Sail of the rototiller Lawrence.
The first thing I'm going to put in here is I have some ornamental corn seeds left. That's a stick, sweetie. When I'm putting my seeds in here, I'm not going to cover them either at first, so that way we can see where we have everything. So everything's perfectly spaced, has enough room to grow, and that way I'm not seeding or planting over anything that's already there. In the corners on the edge, I'm going to actually put in some sunflowers. They take 50 to 60 days to blossom. They're the Pro Cuts, so they're not super tall. So I'm going to do some of those in the corners, and those are going to be orange. So that's just going to be for that extra weird height out of nowhere, and just for that extra little color really late in the season. So that would probably be around late September. Which it's always nice to see a beautiful sunflower then. Now I'm not planning on this corn doing a ton. It's really late in the season, so it's not like we're, you know, putting it in here to get beautiful cobs of ornamental corn or for, you know, stalks for decorating or anything like that. It's just to add that extra green height that'll turn brown, and it won't get super tall because it's not going to be long enough of a season for it, but it'll probably get up to about here at the most. So it's just going to kind of really be more just for aesthetics. I'm going to drop a few extra seeds in each one so that way it doesn't just end up being one stalk out of the seeds. Now we're going to add in those sunflower seeds. Here you go, Sayla. You want to add them in? Put your hand out. Open up your hand. Okay, put it right in there. It's okay. Put the rest in there. Right in there. There. Right in there. There you go. Good job. Okay, so I want to get some pickles in there. And I've got plants left over. They looked really stressed because, you know, they don't have much room to grow and to take off. But we're going to put them in anyway. I also have some fresh seeds that'll be right behind these guys for producing. Before I plant any plant, I take off any bad leaves because then that allows it to focus on just the growth. And on this plant, there's already some pickles coming. So there may not be much that happens with this plant, but we're going to give it a chance anyways. We might as well. With the pickles, I'm going to grow them on this side because they get sun, but then as they trail, they get a little break from the sun a little bit on the other side of here once the sun kind of goes more towards the west. And then that gives it a little bit of a break, which creates the foliage to be a lot nicer and not get so heat stressed. So I'm going to go ahead and just plant this one right over here. I make sure to break up the roots a little bit on there. And there we go. We're giving that guy a little chance. Just a little chance.
You better perform.
And then in between the plants, I'm going to seed. So that way when these retire, or if they don't do well, the new ones are going to come out of the ground and look gorgeous and beautiful and ready to go and ready to produce for us. I plant them so that way the vine trails off the side. So right here I'm going to do the ITACHI cucumber. It's a new one for us and that's why I'm really excited to try it. It's a little bit more of a lime green yellow color. So we're excited to try that flavor out. I'm just going to go ahead and make small little holes here. A lot of times I use my fist too. You can just go like this and that's easy too. But I'm going to put them closer together because these are later batches so they'll still get nice and big, but with them being the same variety, I don't mind them growing in together. And I'm going to put quite a few seeds in there because it's later in the season, so we're going to be pretty generous with that seed there. This one I'm doing is called Max Pack, and it's from Johnny's. We did it last year, so this is leftover seed. So once again, I'm going to put in some extra seed. Because anytime you're using leftover seed from the year before, the germination percentage can go down from storing it. So I always just put a little extra in there. Alright, the next thing we've got is pumpkin on a stick. So that's actually an eggplant. We seeded this indoors. The plants have been sitting in little cells for a while, so I can't wait to get these guys out. They get a little bit larger. They can be edible or ornamental. We're going to probably try them, but I would like to keep them for ornamental because they get dark stalks and it looks like little miniature orange pumpkins on it. So I thought for bouquets in the fall when we have our stand, that would be a perfect addition for anyone for decorating in their yard or on their table. Just something fun. I'm going to set these guys out. So I'm placing two in between the seeded areas because then in front of the seeds I'm going to add some zinnias just for extra color. And right now we're leaving the ends and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Alright, now with these guys, we go ahead and we break up the bottoms. We're going to get them planted in there. There, the soil feels so good. That's some good soil. Kudos to my parents for finding an awesome brand like that. That's what we're going to use next year just to kind of amend the soil on top. So with these, I am going to press down at the base because they've already got a nice root. I'm going to use the Dreamland variety, so it hits 14 inches at the most. That way it won't overtake the corn. And just add some additional color over here. That way it's pretty too. You know how I do things. I like it pretty. Once again, I just go through and clean up any of the bad leaves. They're going to have bad leaves because they've been stuck in these little cells. Who like, oh, get me out of here! So I'm saving the day here for them. I'm their savior today. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually plant all 4 of these plants together. That gives you a nice bundle. gives you a little bit of a head start, and that's how we do it. I'm gonna break up those little roots so they know that there's room to grow now. There we go. Get it in there. And there's our pretty. So now I've got my middle planted with corn, pickles off this edge, pumpkin on a stick and colorful zinnias on that edge. I got a couple pops of sunflowers, and now we have these spaces on each side to fill in, and that's where I'm gonna put some dill. So that way when the pickles are ready, the dill's ready, and we've got pickles in a box.
Nice.
With dill, I do go heavy.
Go heavy or go home when it comes to dill.
Yeah. I'm actually creating an entire space like this, and then that's where I just drop it in. I know it looks heavy, but this seed here is 2 years old. The older the year, the more seeds I drop. Okay, I may be getting a little carried away. It's like, you know, when you start trimming your own hair, you just can't stop, and then when you look in the mirror, you're like, oh shoot. Okay, and now that those are in there, I'm gonna go ahead and cover up the corn and the sunflowers. It's done. Now, if you can imagine, this bed right here is how all of these beds looked only a month ago. I'm gonna go ahead and soak it. So right now on my big beds, I don't go over the top of things with watering. Now that they're larger, I stick the hose underneath and let just water the surface of the soil. I don't like to get the leaves wet. Just like in my container gardens, it pushes all the foliage down. It can create mold, it can create pests. So that's kind of how we just maintain and take care of and water our gardens. But when they're this new like this, they can get watered on top. It's okay. When I talk about watering under the foliage, all I mean is what I like to do is stick it inside and then turn the nozzle on. And then I just leave it there until I see some overflowing. And then that way I know it's watered enough, and that it'll water all the way through to the bottom where all the roots are nowadays. And it's good to go for another day, day and a half. And I don't like dirts on the side. I think you guys know by now I like a clean garden, so I like to make sure everything's clean. Neat and tidy. Now I'm going to start from the beginning one more time. Get that soil off there. Am I too picky?
No, I like it the same way.
Mainly because, I mean, this is our outdoor living space.
Right.
You know? So it's just like, you know, in the house. I don't like to hang out in the house when it's dirty.
Right.
So, I like it the same out here. Because then if it stays clean, it's fun to come out here, hang out here, pick in here. You feel like your produce is cleaner too. And voila. That's it, you guys.
Ready to go.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe to the Lawrence Network. Thank you so much, and have an awesome day. I better go shower.